Delanco Township Committee Meeting of January 13th, 2025, beginning at 7 p.m. at the Delanco Township Municipal Building, 770 Coopertown Road, Delanco, New Jersey.
Good evening. Welcome to the Delanco Township Board of Health meeting, January 13th, 2025, 7 p.m. at the Municipal Building, 770 Coopertown Road in Delanco. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bartlett.
Here.
Mrs. Patrick.
Here.
Mr. McFadden.
Here.
Mr. Olet.
Here.
Ms. Seuss.
Here. Please rise for the flag salute.
I
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sunshine statement, please.
Please be advised that proper notice of this meeting has been given in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act in the following manner. Written notice has been mailed to the Burlington County Times and Courier Post and published in the January 8th, 2025 editions. Written notice has been posted on the official bulletin board of the Township of Delanco. It was 48 hours prior to the meeting. This meeting of the Delanco Township Committee may be transmitted via live stream on YouTube video. The streaming of the meeting is not intended to be relied upon as formal public access under the Open Public Meetings Act. And if the technology is disrupted for any reason, the township meeting will proceed in person as an official meeting in accord with the official notice.
Thank you. Just a reminder to everyone to please speak directly into the microphones to help members in the audience hear us. Can I get a motion for Ms. Janice Lohr to be appointed to Delanco Board of Health as Secretary for 2025, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Bartlett, second by Mr. Olet. Roll call.
Mr. Bartlett.
Yes.
Ms. Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Mr. McFadden.
Yes.
Mr. Olet.
Yes.
Ms. Seuss.
Yes. Can I get a motion that the Burlington County Department of Health be appointed as the inspection liaison agency for Delanco for 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Kate, second by Phil. Roll call.
Mr. Bartlett.
Yes.
Mrs. Patrick.
Yes.
Mr. McFadden.
Yes.
Mr. Olet.
Yes.
Ms. Seuss.
Yes. Correspondence?
I have none for Board of Health.
This meeting is open to the public for comments or questions for the Board of Health. Please come forward, state your name and address if you have any questions regarding this meeting of the Board of Health. Seeing none, I will close this Board of Health meeting to the public. Any comments? Motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Matt, second by Fern. Roll call.
All in favor is fine.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I would now like to call this Delanco Township Committee meeting to order, January 13th, 2025. I'll give Bev a second.
Is it still going vertical?
Okay. Okay, I'll call this meeting to order at 7:14. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bartlett.
Here.
Mrs. Patrick.
Here.
Mr. McFadden.
Here.
Mr. Olet.
Here.
Ms. Seuss.
Here. Also present, Mr. Schwab, our Township Administrator, Mr. Fox, our Township Engineer, Mr. Heinhold, our Township Solicitor, Mrs. Lohr, our Municipal Clerk, Mrs. Russell, Deputy Municipal Clerk, Mr. Fenimore, Superintendent of Public Works, Mr. Warren, our Acting Police Chief. Flag salute, please.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sunshine statement.
Please be advised that proper notice of this meeting has also been given in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act in the following manner. Written notice has been mailed to the Burlington County Times and Courier Post and published in the January 8th, 2025 editions. Written notice has been posted on the official bulletin board of the Township of Delanco at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. This meeting of the Delanco Township Committee may be transmitted via live stream on YouTube video. Streaming of the meeting is not intended to be relied upon as formal public access under the Open Public Meetings Act. And if the technology is disrupted for any reason, the township meeting will proceed in person as an official meeting in accord with the official notice.
Thank you. Okay, we have a special presentation right now, the 2024 Holiday Decorating Contest winners. Can we have the Chair of Recreation come up to announce those awards and give out the certificates and checks?
This year we had a lot of notable mentions, 74 to be exact, as well as the town was extremely well. A lot of people that actually decided to decorate their house nice. Everyone was really nice. It took us about 2.5 hours to go around and judge everyone. First place, there are some people here, so I apologize, but we're supposed to mention. First place was 403 Iowa Avenue, Chris and Teresa Slaughter. Second place, which was 801 Second Street, Erica Stepinski, and 2 Edwards Avenue, which was Paula and Matt Marcus. Right, the third, we have 411 Delton Lane, which was Charles and Rebecca Hubler, and 317 Beaufort Avenue, the Van Skyver family. All of our presents, I'd like them to come up and get your certificate, please.
Hey, Chris, what? 403, I'm sorry. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Again, thank you for everybody that participated.
Thank you. It really was nice to see everybody's houses decorated so beautifully and lit up at night. I know the police really appreciate driving around and seeing that. It brightens up their evenings driving around out there. So thanks to everyone and congratulations. The meeting is now going to be open to the public for comments and questions. This is session 1. Please come up to the podium and state your name and address if you have any comments or questions.
Ray Weber, 22 Ships.
Hi, Ray.
How you doing? The Newton's Landing HOA would like to invite the Township Committee to their February 13th meeting at 2 p.m. along with the police chief or acting police chief. To talk to the residents and get their views and complaints or questions and things, because you know I always bring them up to you and stuff. So, but what happens is this way here you'll be able to get it directly from them. So that's pretty much what's going on with that. I've already talked to Lieutenant Warren here about a problem we're having on Newton's Landing and Emery, and he's going to take a look into it. So I don't have to bring that up to you guys and stuff. But he'll get with Mr. Fox on it too to see what's going on, because there's been problems out there with been a couple of accidents or close call accidents because of where the sign's at and people rolling out. I mean, there's a problem right there. We've come up with some different ideas, but we don't know if it's going to work or not. But I know Officer Warren here, he'll get back in touch with me, and we'll figure out something to alleviate that problem. Because as you all know, when we drive, or when we learn to drive, you're supposed to slide out from a stop sign and make sure nothing's coming. Well, some of the older folks don't always do that, and some of the younger folks don't always do that. So we're just trying to eliminate a problem there and stuff. So we would like to have them to come out and take a look at it.
Okay.
And then afterwards, I'd like to talk to Matt about some other things dealing with
Okay.
other items, okay?
I'll be here.
No, we have to make an appointment.
No.
Dealing with the fire department.
No problem, Ray.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Sure.
Anyone else? I will close session 1, meeting to the public. Comments and reports, professionals. Harry, did you want to go first?
Sure, thank you, Mayor.
How's that microphone?
Can everyone hear me? Okay. I have a few updates on our projects. The 2024 local aid, DOT local aid road program design is just about finished on that. and I'd like to get together with the subcommittee and review that design before we submit it to the state. It has to go to the state for that approval before we move any further. So I'll get together with the subcommittee in the next week or so and see if we can review those. The township program, those plans are done, and the same thing I like to meet with the subcommittee. So we're on the same page before we go out to bid on that, and that we don't need any other approvals, so that can go out to bid relatively soon. The Zubro Waterfront Park, Go Design and DRI are working together on that project. We've been going back and forth with the plans. And we're still on schedule for a March 3rd award. So that's what we're looking at time-wise. But we are continuing to work on that.
Did you see their email today?
Yes, for the footings.
Yeah. Well, they need something else from you for the CAD-wise, I think?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have someone working on that, actually, so I got the email, I had them work on that today, so I'll have that to them tomorrow.
Perfect, thank you.
And the 2024 CDBG grant, those plans are complete. We sent them to the county for their review. And basically, the county just reviews them for the specification mostly, to make sure you're in compliance with all the rules regarding affirmative action and payroll and things like that. They don't look at the design at all. But they give us their approval to go ahead and go out to bid with that. So same thing when we sit down with the subcommittee, I'd like to go over those ramps and the two road programs, and we can look at the plan on when we want to advertise it and award all those projects. And that's all I have.
We got a letter regarding the well usage.
Yep.
You're working on that as well?
Yes.
Okay.
The, Harry, the stormwater system map, can you get me a copy of that still? I need that for the fire department.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
And then next month, you'll have the cost estimate for the Union Avenue boat ramp.
Correct, yes.
Okay. Do we need a professional services estimate for that?
Yeah, I'll do that all together. I could do that as one. So I can give you the professional services as well as the estimate on the same day.
Great, so we'll have that for our February meeting then.
Yep.
Great, thank you.
I can send you, I'll send the stormwater map to everyone, just so you have it, the
Yeah, that's
PDF,
good.
so.
Thank you.
Great. Mr. Heinhold, do you have anything?
I just want to, more for the benefit of the public than the governing body who just sat through this discussion. I've been reporting every month on our status with regard to affordable housing in the fourth round. If you've been paying attention to the news at all, there's a lot of towns that are suffering through that process. I'm happy to report that Delanco is in such a positive position relative to the affordable housing issue that we are able to come into compliance with our fourth round obligation without the need to construct any additional new units in town. That's almost impossible to say. So a lot of credit goes to the governing body to putting the town in that position. Mary Beth Lonergan, our professional planner, is a professional planner in many towns across the state, and it's a very, very unique position for the town to be able to be in that good of a situation going into the fourth round. We do have compliance and reporting obligations that we'll be undertaking. So you'll see at the next meeting in January, there'll be a resolution passed to accept the number and authorize the filing of a DJ action to basically say we are affirmatively addressing our fourth round obligation. But I think the key takeaway is that because of the efforts of the past, we are in a position where we don't have to build additional new units to be in compliance in the fourth round. In fact, we will have credits, surplus credits carried over into the fifth round. So very good situation for Delanco. And that's all I have to report.
Thank you so much. Township Administrator, Richard?
Yes, thank you. The 2025 budget, we've got virtually everybody's information in. I'll be getting the general summary out to everybody by the end of the week, so I will not be here next week. We have a budget meeting on Tuesday, the 28th at 3:30, and we'll go over that in general, and we'll have proposals presented from the Police Department and Public Works Department, and we'll have some discussion of administrative and debt items, and hopefully we'll have moved forward at that point and be able to keep our budget schedule. You'll see there's two resolutions on tonight's agenda. One is the annual one to maximize the amount under the cap that we can use, and the other one is a new one that says we agree that the state has delayed the dates when the budgets are required, and we've accepted their delay. We've always done that, but they require now everybody to do a resolution accepting that. Anyone got any questions? Let me know.
Thank you, Richard. Department heads, Mr. Fenimore, Public Works.
Yes, good evening. For the total leaf pickup this year was 1,760 cubic yards. That's a little up from last year. And also, Bob made 39 loads in the sweeper alone, which was 273 cubic yards. I turned the leaves. We have 11 rows down there, and we got to keep all rows in good shape down there. We had that snowstorm. We put out 24 tons of salt. We salted first, and before it got frozen again, and we made sure we went around the whole town and plowed. Just to get back, there wasn't much there, but if it would have froze, then you would have had all kinds of problems. Delran also let me borrow an extra snow plow, so I don't have to try to buy a new snow, the snow plow from my old truck that rotted out completely. So that's saving us a little bit of money. We now have 7 plows, okay, and we have 8 guys. So we're pretty good in shape that way as far as, and I have one extra, the loader, in case it really snows, which hopefully we won't need, and that's it.
It was a nice job for our snow this year. When I went to Riverside, I couldn't believe that some of the streets weren't even plowed there.
Well,
So
one of the
Delanco did a good
most
job.
important things is, you got to look at the forecast, and if the forecast is calling for it to freeze,
Yeah.
you got to get that slush off the street before it freezes, and then you can put the salt down. And we went down every street with salt, and just so you know, just for one truckload of salt was $1,569. That's 25 ton of salt.
Wow.
Where do we get our salt from?
Morton.
Like the actual salt company?
We couldn't tell me then.
Oh, you got jokes tonight, huh?
Yeah. He's getting good now, right?
I see where this is going.
I use a lot of pepper too, so.
Everybody's feisty tonight. Is it a full moon or something?
It actually is.
It is a full moon.
Oh, there you go. That makes sense.
Yes, the 13th.
Acting Chief Horn, you got jokes tonight? Go on, I'm ready. Throw them at me.
I didn't say a word.
What you got for us?
First, good evening, everyone. Good evening. For year-end reporting for 2024, department, we finished with 221 total police cases. We had 659 motor vehicle violations were issued with 1,425 motor vehicle stops. And we had 11,395 calls for service. So the guys were busy this year. They ran around a lot. Yeah, they ran around a lot. With that being said, with manpower, I had a orientation for new officers 2 weeks ago. Thankfully, I was actually able to get 2 applicants who were currently certified and working, one in the city of Beverly, the other one for New Jersey Transit. So we just started their background process. I'm very excited about the two of them. Good thing they're both in good standing with their licenses through the state, which was effective the first. With the new licensing, if you weren't in compliance at the first of the year, you wouldn't be able to work. So they're already in good standing, so we'll complete their backgrounds. We should have that done hopefully by the end of January, beginning of February. But very excited for the two of those, and we'll still have one more spot we're looking to fill as well. So other than that, that's about it for now.
Thank you. All right, moving on to the consent agenda items. Consent agenda items are considered to be routine and will be enacted with a single motion. Any item requiring discussion will be, I forgot Janice. Sorry. See, I'm getting back at you now for you being feisty. All right, Mrs. Lohr, department head, what do you got for us?
I attended, on January 8th, attended the Burlington County Community Development Focus Group for their 2025 through 2029 five-year consolidated plan, which they are required to have. And participating was myself and several other representatives from other communities, focus being mainly on social services and homelessness, as well as need for transportation hubs and better transportation in the more rural areas, and for us in the Route 130 corridor, how we are jammed up here in the Route 130 corridor with traffic. So it was a very diverse topic range, and that's all I have to report. Oh, it's dog and cat registration month, so register your dog and cats as required by local ordinance and state law during the month of January to avoid late fees. And I'll ask Bev if she has anything.
No, nothing to report.
That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
And
never forget you
I'll
again.
never forget you, Janice. The new law that we passed last year allows for either 4 cats or 4 dogs, not 2 of each. We changed that last year.
Right.
Up to 4 animals.
Up to 4 animals,
4
yeah.
dogs, 4,
Yeah.
4 cats, or any combination thereof.
Yep.
Okay. Back to the consent agenda. They are still considered to be routine and will be enacted with a single motion. Any items requiring discussion will be removed from consent agenda. All consent agenda items will be reflected in the minutes in full. Anyone have anything they need to have removed? Going once. Ordinance 2025-1, calendar year 2025, model ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank, NJSA 40A:4-45.14. First reading by title only and set public hearing date for February 3rd, 2025 at 7 p.m. Ordinance 25-2, an ordinance of the Township of Delanco amending Chapter 10-18 of the codified ordinances entitled and Board of Recreation Commissioners. First reading by title only and set public hearing date for February 3rd, 2025 at 7 p.m. Ordinance 25-3, amending Chapter 110, Section 10, governing conditional uses, and Section 14, governing parking off-street. First reading by title only and set public hearing for February 24th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Resolution 25-29, refunding unexpended escrow account. Resolution 25-30, resolution adopting municipal budget introduction and adoption. Extension dates are as provided by the New Jersey Local Finance Board. Payment of bills, accounts, current fund, $806,349.27. Payroll, $257,000, $526.06. Capital fund, $25,092.17. Dog fund, $625. Escrow trust, $966.25. Housing trust, $3,542.50. Unemployment fund, $723.06. Approval of consent agenda. Motion, please.
So moved.
Motion by Kate, second by Matt. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bartlett.
Yes.
Ms. Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Mr. McFadden.
Yes.
Mr. Olet.
Yes.
Ms. Seuss.
Yes. Approval of the minutes from November 25th, 2024. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Kate, second by Fern. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bartlett.
Yes.
Ms. Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Mr. McFadden.
Abstain.
Mr. Olet.
Yes.
Ms. Seuss.
Yes, thank you. Any correspondence?
I have none.
Okay, meeting open to the public for comments and questions. This is session 2. Please come up to the podium, state your name and address if you have any comments or questions for us.
We've missed you, Ray.
I know. Ray Weber, 22 Ships. I know at the last township meeting, 401 Creek Road ordinance was passed. We were wondering, the association was wondering what the status of that was.
So we have, in follow-up to the passage of the ordinance authorizing it, we have provided a proposed form of agreement. We expect that back this week. We will, on the next agenda where I attend, first meeting in February, we'll have that on for resolution action. That will start a due diligence period and the whole, sort of typical real estate transaction process. And in addition to that, we also have the, any other obligations that we have to address up here relative to budget, finance, those sorts of things.
Understand.
But we'll have you'll see future action items as those agendas come out.
Yeah, because we had a meeting the other day, and that came up. I told the other owners that were there that I'd bring it up tonight. Thank you.
Sure thing.
That's right.
Anyone else? I will close session 2 to the public at this time. Any discussion items? We have the change of the 2025 primary election dates by the state. It's now June 10th, 2025. Janice?
Yes, so the primary is now June 10th. So prior to the state changing that to June 10th, we had scheduled meetings on our meeting schedule for June 9th and June 23rd. So the June 9th, we will need to set up this room for an election. Move chairs, tables, bring the machine, have the machine in here. So I would ask that the governing body consider moving back to June 2nd and then maybe June 16th, back to 1st and 3rd. And we could just do a publication of those change of meeting dates.
Sounds good.
But it's again, if the professionals are available to move back to June 2nd, and everyone else would be available for June 2nd.
Could we do June 2nd and then June 23rd because we only have one July meeting?
It is the governing body's pleasure, however you'd like to change it. I would recommend at least changing it back to the 2nd because we have to set this room up on the 9th.
23rd. Is everybody good with the 2nd and the 23rd?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we need to do anything formally?
Just a motion to move the June 9th meeting to June 2nd, and then an all in favor will be fine.
Okay, can I get a motion to move the meeting to June 2nd and June 23rd, please?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Phil, second by Matt. All in favor, please?
Aye.
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 Any other discussion items? Anybody have anything else to add before we adjourn? We don't have a need for executive. That was already handled. Motion for adjournment, please.
So moved.
Second.
Aye.
Motion by Matt, second by Kate. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Good night.
Ooh, that's good.
Let me know when you want to have that meeting, Chief. I want to have that meeting.